All right, welcome to the first Mike Brennan show. We're here in the weight room. If I would have asked you this 3 years ago, do you think you'd be sitting here getting ready for the first game?
No, it's exciting times. It's been nothing but positive experiences since I've arrived here. Kids have been awesome. We started in this very room on March 4th, and I can't believe we're right here and it's week one.
How do you feel?
Feel good. I feel good. I feel like we're physically stronger. We're not the most mature team yet. We have a lot of young guys. Systematically we're very new, but the kids have responded. We got a lot of install done in the spring. Had a great summer workout schedule. I said the weight program has definitely took off. Your culture's built in this room, and our kids have shown that they're dialed in. And we had a great scrimmage last week, so I feel like we're in good shape going into week one. You never know exactly what you have week one. You don't know how kids respond, but overall, I feel at this point we're in as good a position as we can be.
How were you happy with the scrimmage against Mount Carmel?
I was. They're a very good football team, very big, very physical. They have high hopes for this year. They have 4 All-Staters returning on that team. We bottled up Justin Blessing pretty well. We gutted it out, did some really good things. I was really proud of our kids.
What keeps you up at night with Shamokin?
Their speed overall. Their speed and athleticism on the perimeter, right? The Steele kid at quarterback runs exceptionally well, multi-sport kid. The Delbaugh kid, who's big number 15 at slot receiver. He's the District 4 AAA 400-meter champion. Number 8, the slot receivers. Chase Pencil, dynamic, state medalist in track. First in the 1 and the 2 last year at the District 4 AAA track meet. They're dynamic on the edge. They have a basketball player came out for tight end this year, number 22 for the first time. They have a 220-plus pound running back. It's sort of in the mold of Justin Blessing from Mount Carmel, who we had to defend. And they have a change of pace guy too, by the name of Glink, who's a young kid who rushed for 700-plus last year, who comes in as their other guy. So up front, they're big. The Hockenbrock kid was an all-state kid last year. They're really big at center. They're really big at one of their tackle spots. So defensively, they look a lot like us. But overall, they're a nice football team.
And it's an old coal region.
No doubt. We're going up there to Kent Memorial, tough place to play. But overall, it's their most athletic team.
Are you doing school buses or the charter?
Charter buses, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was worried about the temperature.
Okay.
So our Mother's Boosters does an outstanding job. Was certainly willing to pay for the buses.
I was looking at some of your old newspaper articles. 1985, you're 1-9-1 in Nativity. How many helmets on bus rides did you have to?
Yeah, quite a few, buddy. Quite a few, buddy.
But by 1987, 7-4.
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
you're part of. You knew. Yeah. My brother was on the team when he was a freshman, you were a senior.
Right. And
I knew, Nativity kind of was coming back. I know you guys, Coach Shields put you through all the workouts and stuff like that. So do you learn, your football history is so long. What do you learn from those days in terms of?
Yeah, it all starts in the Pottsville Midget Football League. When I played here for the Falcons, for Kirk Smith and, for Dave White and Steve Gall and all those guys, it was a great experience for me, and you learn how to be tough at that level, and I went to high school and learned how to build, and we did build for my senior year.
Right.
And my college experience was great and independent and learned so much, but even all my coaching experiences and the trial and error throughout the course of the last 2.5 decades as a head coach has really put me in position, I said before, to create a blueprint for what I believe is success. And it's culture, and it's treating people with respect, and it's going above and beyond and working extremely hard. And when we put together our staff and designed our off-season stuff, we designed it with all those things in mind. So I felt like my last 2 jobs, the Hazleton job and the Danville job, were both rebuilds to a certain degree. Hazleton, we were probably the worst team in northeastern Pennsylvania in 2014.
Right.
Struggled through a 1-win season.
Sure.
We ended up playing in 2 sub-region championship games with that group. Danville was 4-7 a year before I got there. We ended up winning 3 straight district titles and really laying a foundation. So I think over the course of the last few years, we were able to improve to the point where now I feel comfortable with what we have to do here to be successful.
What's something 25 years ago, Mike Brennan as a coach? What's the one thing maybe you used to do as a younger coach that now as a more experienced coach, you don't necessarily, you figure.
Yeah, systematically we changed so much. The game has changed, from being that little bit of read option stuff and throwing, the old veer release dump passes to Brian Forney in 1998.
Yeah.
Because that was
Great
our best
receiver, Brian Forney.
my first All-Stater.
Okay.
And to doing that, because that was our recipe to have success there, we built there. And then Mount Carmel, we were big up front and physical. We had weightlifters and great tailbacks and great quarterbacks, and we were more of an eye pro and then a play action team, and we would get in our spread stuff and be able to throw the ball vertically and conceptually. So we did that, and so we've grown and done different things, based on what we thought our strengths were. So that's things change now from a maturity standpoint. I used to be too fiery. I used to throw hats and I used to break headsets.
You still got that though. I saw you getting fired up.
I get fiery, but I'm more controlled and I'm more
Okay.
reasonable. So I stopped wearing hats and I don't fire headsets anymore. So the maturity has definitely set in. And just also just the passion for the game has not gone away. It's actually gotten stronger, I think, as I've gone through this, in terms of caring about the kids and treating the staff well and making sure that our program is a program of respect. You see our pillars in the weight room here, respect and integrity and teamwork, and that stuff's important, and the kids having a good experience and the parents knowing that their kids are in good hands with us is extremely important. That's why you see a lot of guys in the staff you do, and it's sort of our goal as a staff and our motto.
I did some reconnaissance work on you in Mount Carmel, so I have a couple connects up there, and they said, spoke very highly of you, but they said, one of the strengths that they liked is you're organized, and you listen to your assistant coaches in terms of asking them, what are you seeing out there? So
sure. You can never have guys around you that are you want guys smarter than you. You can never be intimidated by guys that add your staff. And I've always been like that. I think when I was younger, I felt the need to do more and do everything. I still do. I have my hands in everything, but I trust people more. Some kids may connect with them that I don't connect with as well, and vice versa. So they're not here to be to be figureheads. They're here to coach football, and we expect them to be prepared every day, and they are. And we expect them to take an active role in what we're doing.
So when you took over Mount Carmel, you're obviously following Whitey, who followed Jazz. What's the difference between that pressure where, state championship is the bar, and then the pressure here where, Pottsville has a storied tradition, people care about the football team here. Is there similarities, differences?
Yeah, I think that the biggest difference was, one, I was naive at that time. And didn't understand the magnitude of what I was getting into. Learned quickly though, and loved it and responded to that, and that was great. The expectation to win didn't loom too large because we did things the right way, and our kids sort of had a recipe, and our staff was good with Bobby Veach and Robbie Verano, being sort of.
Veach is still there, right?
Yeah, Bobby's still there. Yeah, does a great job. He was down Saturday. We had a great chance to talk, but. So those guys were there, and we sort of, it was just a daily grind to get ourselves better. We knew we were playing 15 weeks some of those years, and that was the case there. When I come here, fast forward, 2.5 decades later, it's hard to say that and believe that, but this is more of a passion, for me. I have a history here, almost all good, some bad. And our job is to make sure we do this the right way. This job was entrusted on me. I have an incredible passion and drive for it. I've been around the clock nonstop pretty much since I was hired in February. And you'll see that from me. I'm involved in everything. We grind, we roll up our sleeves and go. I'm here 7 days a week. And that's what I feel this program needs right now. We need a makeover. We've done a lot to this weight room, to our facilities, our stadium. When people walk in next weekend, Labor Day weekend, when Jim Thorpe's here, they're not going to believe how the place looks. We were able to rally community volunteers, rally
great turnout.
Yeah, absolutely, over 100. Rally our administration together to make this important for our kids again. So the new look Veterans Memorial Stadium is going to be outstanding for people. So this is right now. We need energy, we need drive, we need commitment, we need passion. We need to create a high expectation for these kids. We expect them to do well every day. We have not had a bad practice so far. You know, we expect them to go out every day and play. We expect them to go out every snap and compete. You know, things aren't going to go well for us all the time, but we're going to learn how to fight, and we're never going to quit. We're going to play 48 minutes or whatever it takes.
Yeah, so you're talking about Pottsville is home for you. Don't take offense to this, but when you retire at Danville, I tell everybody, Pottsville's the final frontier for Mike Brennan. You can't turn off coaching. Nope. I think when you're 80 years old, you'll still have that urge. It's just football coaches. It's just part of it. So,
yeah.
I mean, and you grew up Mount Hope?
Yeah, Mount Hope, Seneca Street, sure.
Okay.
Yep. I played in Pottsville, Railroad Park. Yeah.
I was going through. You're actually a better basketball player, I think. 11.5 points per game.
Yeah, I didn't know that for sure, but over the course of my career, I had just under 1,000 points, and I had a great experience. I played a lot of games though, so I had 935 points. Ooh. But I should have. I started for 7 or 8 games my freshman year, and then 3 years. So I never scored more than 14 a game. I think my junior year that was.
No, I think the game I saw you put up 18.
Oh really? Okay. Yep. So it's. Oh yeah, I scored more individual in this game. I had 26 in my career.
I saw the one article, and I think maybe this speaks to the type of coach and player you are, where you sat the bench, not you didn't sit the bench, they took you out of the game. You were on the bench.
Yep.
And I don't know who your nativity coach was at the time, but they said,
Bill Norton.
Mike, do you want to get in? And you said, I forget the guy's name. It's hot right now. Leave him in.
I remember it well. It was one of those coaching instinct things that I think I still have today. It was like, he took me out, whether it was foul trouble or rest or whatever it was. And I started 4 years, and it was my senior year. And I think he felt obligated to get me back in the game. Mm-hmm. And basically it was like, no, coach, like Pete's on fire. Like he's good.
Yeah.
Like let him go. This is, he needs to, we're not going to change things now. And when Pete fatigued and when that settled out, leveled out, then he put me back in, but it was like, he felt like he had to, make me feel good. And that's just the sort of, I think even back then I had that mindset, like, it's just a team thing, and, we all do our part to do what's best for the good of the order.
They say like a Parcells guy. What's a Mike Brennan guy in football player?
I think I care about our kids. I care about our kids. I think we have an open door policy. We talk to the kids. We teach them. We're hard on them. Mm-hmm. Our expectations a lot. Like there's not a day where I don't sort of get on somebody or crack down on something, and sometimes get up in their face, because they have to know right and wrong in this world. I almost like, it's West Point's logo, but I think football in our society is the last of the hard. If we can't teach these kids toughness, or we can't teach them accountability and dedication and all the above, we're failing. Because I tell these kids all the time, when you're going to the military, and you're going to college for the first time, and you have that knot in your stomach, I want you to know that you're prepared. I want you to know that you're tough enough. I want you to know that there's no obstacle too big. I didn't really have that. Now, I worked hard, but nobody ever sat down and told me that you're going to be okay. You can do this. And I want to make sure these kids know they can do it. I want to make sure we test them enough here so that they believe they can do it.
Mm-hmm. I see the sign there. What does the sign say?
All those who wore crimson are with you today. Mm-hmm. We couldn't fit tonight in the board. But I always thought about those district playoff games that are going to be held here in the next few years when we get this thing going. And it's important. And you really think about it, all those who wore crimson are with you. In the day of social media, they're all on their phones. Mm-hmm. They know exactly, if we score a touchdown in the first quarter, people know. They know at 9:30 on Friday nights whether we won or not lost. And I really want these people here to take pride in this program again. And I ask people, hey, come out to the home games again, put a crimson shirt on, and let's go. And travel with us on the road. Support these kids. Let these kids understand that this is important to our school. It's important to our community. So something that's been really big with us is trying to, sort of blow the dust off the past and make sure we're taking that with us in the present.
That's awesome, Coach. Well, thank you, and good luck tonight.
Thank you, Alfredo.